and welcome back to the My Horror History podcast. I'm Bev, your host, and every month I sit down with a fellow horror fanatic to explore their personal journey into the genre. From those first tentative steps into the shadows to the most recent fright that kept them up all night, and every deliciously creepy detail in between. If you're new here, I launched the podcast back in September 2025 after a pretty rough start to that year. I decided it was time to grab life by the horns and dive back into the dark, delightful world of horror that I adore. And now here I am at episode 6, joined today by the brilliant Bec from the Girl in the Gay Movie podcast. Before we get stuck in, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been on or is soon to come on the show, and an even bigger thanks to all you listening. It's genuinely a joy to chat to such wonderful people. The horror community is one of the warmest, most welcoming places out there, and I'm so grateful to be a tiny part of it. If you'd like to follow along, you can find me on Instagram at myhorrorhistory.pod and on Patreon under My Horror History. Or drop me an email at myhorrorhistory.pod@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your stories, and if you fancy coming on the show, those are the best places to reach me. All right, you spooky bunch. Let's step into the darkness and uncover Bec's horror history, if you dare. Hi Bec, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Great. It's a pleasure to have you on. So, why don't we start with your journey? Where did your journey into horror begin?
So I'd probably say I used to read as a teenager kind of all the point horror books, and used to watch like Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon every day when I got home from school. So I think that's kind of what definitely started it off, my love of like all things spooky. And I do have an older brother as well, so if he ever watched things like Monster Squad and Jaws, I'd be watching with him. So probably around there. A young age.
And was it your brother who introduced you to horror, or was it somebody else in your life?
No, I don't actually. None of my family members really like horror. Monster Squad was probably the one that we all used to watch as a family. My mum loved that as well and still does. But other than that, nobody likes horror, and they all think I'm crazy now being such a horror fan. So yeah, I think it just kind of came about on my own. I just started to love it. My dad used to take me to the dodgy video shop down the road that would rent us all the awful horror films.
There's a dodgy video shop in every town back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. They didn't care back then. It was like the 90s. It was fine.
Well, you were lucky. I kind of came into horror in the late 80s, and it was more difficult to get from the normal shop. But like you, we had somebody we knew, and he worked in a video shop, so we could get hold of other stuff. So what was the first horror film you ever saw?
I honestly don't remember exactly, but I would probably, if we're going to count Monster Squad as a horror film, it would probably be that one, or, probably like Beetlejuice or something, one of the tamer ones, I imagine, because I think I was a little bit older when I started watching, your classics like Evil Dead and Halloween and things like that. But yeah, Monster Squad I would have been quite young when we watched that, and I remember it used to really scare me.
Yeah, I can understand that. So what would be your first horror memory that really stuck with you?
So like I say, being like a spooky lover from a young age, I used to invite my friends round for sleepovers, especially at Halloween. And this is when the video shop came in handy, because I'd get the ones with like the worst covers. So they'd be like Rumpelstiltskin and Leprechaun and all the ones that just looked great but awful. You knew were going to be awful. And none of my friends liked horror, but they all used to come round and watch all this stuff, and we just used to stay up really late. And I always remember my mum banging on because we'd be down in the living room and she'd be banging because they're telling us to shut up. So that's a nice memory to have.
Yeah. And what was your favourite horror movie watching experience? I don't know, maybe it was with your friends when you were young, or maybe at a festival when you were older, or a premiere or an all-nighter.
I mean, there's probably quite a few I could pick from. But I think one that stands out is I watched my stepbrother was watching Evil Dead, the original, the first one, and I ended up. I think I walked in kind of. It not long started, but I missed a little bit. I remember I didn't know what he was watching, and just sitting down, watching it with him. And yeah, I've never been so scared in my life. I was way too young. I was maybe like 11, and I just had nightmares forever. So it's not exactly a great experience, but it's one that stuck with me for a very long time. And I actually I would never rewatch that film, but I did when I started my review page. People encouraged me to give it a watch.
Yeah. I think it's doable again, but I understand what you're saying. I had a similar experience when I was young. Me and my sister were at my uncle's one afternoon, and I was upstairs playing with my cousins, and I came down, and him and my sister were watching Maniac. The original Maniac. I didn't stay around for too long because I didn't watch horror films when I was little. But yes, I have not gone back to that. The bit that I saw of it, the 20 minutes or so, scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
so I get what you say.
Yeah, I've only seen the remake, but yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, the original's a rough going film, but I should go back to it really. A lot of people say, it's a brilliant film and it stands the test of time. So maybe one day.
Yeah, you'll do it. Pluck up the courage.
So kind of on the subject of things terrorizing you, what film scared you the most and what was it that got you?
So for me, the ones that scare me most are kind of like home invasion, especially, also being an adult now and having my own home. And just because it's so real and could easily happen. And there's a film called Hangman, which I think most people haven't heard of. But yeah, it's like a found footage home invasion one. And it was just like, I just thought about it for weeks and weeks after. And every time I went to go to bed, I would literally go in every room and check. Thankfully, I don't have an attic, which is involved in the film. But I was still like, look up and make sure like can anyone be in here. But yeah, it just played on my mind for weeks, and I think it's just scary because it's so real and easily could happen. So
I understand that. My husband is away this weekend, and we live in a very nice part of Devon and very rarely lock our back door. But that back door was locked last night, as were all the windows.
Whenever my partner's away, all the doors and everything can double check them. I still watch horror films, scare myself. So
I watched one this afternoon. I figured I'll watch them in the daytime while he's away.
Good.
So kind of on a similar subject, but which horror film had you yelling at the screen like "Don't go in there" or "Look what's behind you" or "Run faster"?
I think there's been many. Sometimes you get so frustrated, don't you, and shouting at the screen. But I think probably Heretic comes to mind as one of a more recent one. Just that those girls like, oh, don't go in there, and get when they were trying to get them to choose the doors and things like that, and it's just like just shouting at the screen. Me and my other half are both and we did watch Dangerous Animals last night, and I think I did do a bit of shouting at the screen.
I haven't seen that one yet. Was it good?
It's good. Yeah, I did enjoy it. Very good. I really like that.
In a similar vein, which horror film has the best jump scare?
Then I went a bit off because I've gone TV show.
That's
because I still think it's like one of the best. But The Haunting of Hill House, Mike Flanagan, and when the sisters are driving along and then the ghost of their sister, they're just chatting and she just appears in the middle of them. Oh my God, even on rewatch it got me again. And I was just like, It's just great, and that's the first thing that popped in my head when I saw that question. I was like, yeah, it has to be that.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. For some reason, we didn't watch
It's
that one.
very
We
good.
watched all these other ones, so I might have to go
Yeah,
back and revisit it.
definitely. Yeah, that's the best one, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have said that. Although I do really like
Mm.
Midnight Mass.
Yeah, that was a good one as well.
Mm.
Yeah, he's just brilliant, isn't he, Mike Flanagan?
He is. He is very good. Yeah, even my husband watches his stuff, and my husband doesn't particularly like horror films.
Yeah, same. So.
So which horror film was a complete surprise for you? And it might have been a good or bad way. Like it might have been super duper hyped. You may have been hyped for it. And it may have just disappointed you, or you may just not have heard anything about it and gone in and just like, wow, that was amazing. Why is no one talking about this?
Yeah. Again, one that came to mind for more recently was Until Dawn, and I think it was because I'd seen so many bad reviews and people slating it, saying how bad it was. So I just went in thinking, oh gosh, this is going to be awful. And I mean, I'm not a gamer, so I couldn't compare it to the game like a lot of people were, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. And we had a great time watching it. But I think, yeah, going in with the low expectations, whether that, helped me to just like it a lot more. But yeah, I thought it was really good and a total surprise because I just was not expecting to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like that, isn't it? Sometimes you hear bad things and you go in with low expectations, and then you find out that it's actually just a lot of fun, and people were expecting something else other than just a lot of fun. And sometimes that's all a horror film needs to be, isn't it? Just fun.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So which film would you never watch again and why? Have you got one? Some people find this really difficult because they're like, well, yeah, I will watch everything. So
no, I have got a couple. One I turned off, so I never actually completed it. But Cannibal Holocaust would be my one. I absolutely hate that film, and I would never ever watch it again. Mostly because of the animal, like the real animal kills and things like that. I'm a big animal lover, and it was just so horrible to watch. So yeah, but it was like everyone praises it so much, and for being kind of like the first kind of found footage type film. And yeah, I just hated it, and will never watch it again.
I've yet to see it. It's one of these things, there's like big holes in my horror back catalogue, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And I think because I've heard all those things about the animal cruelty and stuff, I think that's what's put me off as well.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't even, I mean, for me, it's not even sometimes they're like, oh, you should at least just see this once. I don't think you need to see it. I don't think anybody needs to. You could watch something like Green Inferno or something. There's quite a few films out there that are quite similar, and I know this was like the first that covered that kind of subject and things as well. But no, just watch one of the others. That's what I'd say.
Was there any other ones then that you're not going to be returning to?
Well, I don't know why I started watching this, but somebody did recommend me Necromantic, and that went off within maybe 20 minutes. Again, there was an animal killing at the beginning of that, and I was like, that looks very real. And when I looked it up, it was. But yeah, and then when stuff started happening, I was like, no, I don't need to watch this. I was like, I'm not up for. I don't mind a bit of gore, like your Terrifier and things like that, but when it goes a bit beyond disgusting and weird, I just don't need to see it. I was like, I don't need that in my head.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I managed to get a copy of it back in the mid-90s and sat down with my then boyfriend watching it. And I seem to remember there was a bit with a metal rod being placed in a certain part of a corpse. And he said, why are we watching this? And I said, I don't know. And we turned it off. I've never got back to it.
No, it's just no need.
Is there any others, or is that the limit?
No, they would do anyway. I'm pretty much like, I'd watch anything once, but like I say, I wouldn't be watching. I see a lot of people talk about August Underground and all these awful films, and I'm like, I don't need to watch them. I don't feel a need to see that stuff. So
I get what you're saying.
that'll
because there's certain things like a Serbian film, and I'm sure it's got. I'm sure it's trying to say important things, but from what some people have described, I just think no, the world's a horrible enough place. I don't mind if a horrors can be a bit downbeat sometimes if it's got something to say. I mean, Bring Her Back is not I mean, it's a brilliant film, but it's a rough old ride. I'd watch that again and again, but I don't need to see really nasty things.
No, that's it.
So what horror film does everybody else love, but you just don't get the appeal of it? I guess you've said a couple there.
Well, yeah. I think like a really popular one would be It Follows. I really didn't like it the first time I watched it, and then I just kept seeing more and more people say how good it was. So I did recently rewatch it, and although I thought I could appreciate the filmmaking and that kind of aspect of it more, I still just don't get the love. But we all like different things, which is what I love about this and stuff. But yeah, for me, it would be one that everybody loves that I don't. It would probably be that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I can see where other people might think it's just missing a bit of stuff, because it is just somebody being followed, really. So we all have ones that we don't like, and sometimes we can't even explain it. It's just a gut feeling.
Yes, yeah.
On the other hand, which horror film do you love but nobody else talks about?
So I'm going to go back to one I've mentioned, which would be Hangman. That's like my underrated film that I will tell everybody about and recommend to everybody, which is the home invasion kind of found footage one, because I never ever hear anybody mention it, never see anybody talk about it, and I think it's brilliant. If you like, that kind of those subgenres, then it's really good and kind of psychological as well, because we see it's like CCTV footage, so we see what he's doing to the family kind of behind the scenes. They don't see anything, and it's just really simple stuff, like he'll lick the bread and then the next morning you'll see them eating it, and I was just like, to me that's more gross than anything in Terrifier.
Yeah, I get that. That's creepy. I'll have to put that one on my list.
Yes,
because I haven't heard about that one before. A lot of the times when people have said them on the podcast, I've been like, oh yeah, that's a good one, but no, I haven't. That one hasn't come across.
You have to make sure you find the right ones, because it's got Jeremy Sisto and it's from 2015, because there's another film with Al Pacino and it's not that
one. What do you think is the funniest horror film, and do you enjoy a comedy horror?
Yes, I do love when they get it right, I love a good comedy horror. Shaun of the Dead and Tucker and Dale versus Evil are probably like my favourites. But I love kind of trash movies, so like films that are so bad that they're good. And one of my favourites is probably Attack of the Killer Donuts. It's just awful. It's so cheap, but I just love to laugh at it, and I think it's done purposely for you to laugh at these, manic attacking donuts with teeth. It's just ridiculous.
Wow. I've never heard of Attack of the Killer Donuts. I thought you were going to say Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I haven't seen that one. That's on my list.
George Clooney's in one of them. I think it might be the first one or the second. I think he's in Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Before he was really famous.
Yeah, they're in his younger days.
Yeah, I do like a B-movie horror as well. Are you looking forward to the Toxic Avenger?
Yes, I love the original, and I think this remake looks quite good. I've only seen one kind of little trailer that they've brought out. I'm trying to avoid anymore, but I'll definitely be going to watch it at the cinema. It looks good. Are you?
Yeah, and it feels strange to be going to watch a Toxie film at the cinema. It almost feels wrong.
Yeah, true.
It should be on some dodgy VHS.
It should be like straight to video, yeah.
Um, we spoke a little bit about horror programs earlier. What would you say is your favourite horror themed TV program?
Probably Dexter count. It's kind
Dexter
of serial
counts.
killer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dexter. Absolutely love Dexter. We're currently working our way through Resurrection as it's coming out. But yeah, I've rewatched that show, especially the first kind of seasons, maybe like 1 through to 4 or 5. I watch many, many times. It's like it'll be something that's on in the background as well, when I'm doing things. But yeah, I love it. I just love Dexter.
Yeah, we recently rewatched it up to, I think it was series 4 or 5 as well.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed with the sequel, The Young
Yes.
Dexter. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
What is Resurrection good? I was a bit tentative about Resurrection. I did think, why are they doing it?
Very good so far, but I don't know if it's just my love for Dexter and happy to see him back.
Yeah, I get you.
Yes, really good so far. But I think we've only watched the first 3.
Is there any other ones that you feel passionate about?
Buffy, grew up with Buffy, so that would definitely have to be up there. And then, yeah, we'd probably be looking at like Mike Flanagan again. I pretty much like all of his. But yeah, like I say, The Haunting of Hill House was the best for me. But yeah, Fall of House of Usher, Midnight Mass, and Bly Manor, they were all really good.
Right, let's get on to villains. Who is your favourite villain in a horror film? Obviously, our listeners aren't going to be able to see this, but you've got quite a few villains on your wall behind you.
Yes, yeah. And I don't, yeah, that would be my favourite. Jason. Jason's always been my favourite. I think I just love his look. I love the hockey mask. It's like one of my favourite masks. But I like that he kind of has different looks in different movies. I haven't actually watched all of his films, which is terrible. But yeah, villain-wise, he's definitely one of my favourites.
Good. So, who is your favourite fearless female? I think at the moment, horror is the best place for actresses. I think they get the meatiest roles. I think that over the past decade or so, there's been easily award-winning performances, even though they get overlooked. So who is your fearless female?
Definitely. So mine would be one of my favourite final girls, which is Grace from Ready or Not. Don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely, it's one of my favourite films. I love it. And just everything she goes through in that. And she still makes it to the end and kind of like beats them all. Brilliant. And whilst wearing a wedding dress.
Which takes a lot of doing.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to the next one?
Yes, I've no idea where they're going to go with it. I'm not sure. I was a bit, when they said they were doing a sequel, I was a bit like, how? But I'll definitely be watching it, and I just hope it's good.
I heard a rumour that Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it.
Yes, I saw her name on the, I think they threw something out there, didn't they, on their social media, and I saw her name on there. So, don't know what they'll do. We'll see.
No. What is the sexiest horror movie, or who is the sexiest horror character?
Well, movie-wise, I threw in Jennifer's Body, just because Megan Fox, she's just gorgeous, isn't she? So playing a sexy demon. But more sexy horror movie character. I mean, I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan, so probably Ryan Reynolds in Amityville Horror.
And why not?
Why not?
Makes a difference from hearing about vampires. Vampires have cropped up a lot so far on the podcast.
True, yes, I can imagine. I can see why, but...
And you kind of touched on this, so I have a feeling I might know, but what is your favourite horror subgenre? Do you like a slasher? Is it home invasion maybe, or paranormal stuff?
Yeah, I'm definitely a slasher girly. I do love those. But yeah, found footage, home invasion are great as well. I love most things. I love a good creature feature as well. I love a shark or a crocodile movie. Anything where the animals attack back, I love that.
It's always needed.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
What would you say is the most beautifully shot horror film?
I think definitely Hereditary is one that's spoken about a lot, isn't it? In, that kind of category, and I think I would have to agree. It does look amazing, but one that did spring to mind that I watched recently is a film called They Live in the Grey, and it's like a kind of creepy paranormal kind of film. But yeah, just the way they use the camera work, and they do these funny things with the camera and do these strange angles, but it looks really good and it worked well when you were watching the film. So I thought that was quite a good one as well. But yeah, Hereditary
is... I haven't heard They Live in the Grey, so...
No, it was one I randomly came across on Shudder, I think, and it was quite good. I quite liked it. Quite creepy as well.
I'll keep that one in mind. I'll add it to my list.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a very long list when I've finished all these podcasts. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Right, this is a strange one, and it can throw some people. If you could live inside one horror film forever, which horror film would it be? And would you play a role in that? Would you be like one of the characters, or would you just be some random person on the sidelines?
It would definitely be Scream, because I would want to hang out with the gang from there. And I know Billy and Stu are the killers, but I love them, and they seem like a lot of fun.
Kill you.
And Billy's just gorgeous, and I'd probably have to play a final girl if I was in any horror film.
Yeah.
But it would mean killing Billy and Stu, I suppose. But never mind.
Who knows?
Maybe I can replay it differently every time.
There's always a chance they'll come back.
Yeah, yes. Definitely.
So is there a horror director that you always keep an eye out for and you try and see all their films?
I'd probably say Jordan Peele. He hasn't done many, but what he does is always absolutely brilliant. So yeah, he's one I'll always look out for. His next film. Obviously he's got a newer one coming out. I think it's going to be this year, isn't it? Called Him. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking out for that when it comes to the cinema. But yeah, he is brilliant. So definitely, he was the first one that popped into my head.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does do very good films, and you can tell he's a horror lover.
Yes, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. If you could give one underrated horror film a reboot or a sequel, which one would it be?
It's also a tough one. Again, if I thought about it hard, there'd probably be quite a few. But I went with maybe a sequel for Trick or Treat. I think it could easily be done because it was like an anthology. So I think you could easily just continue that without having to like redo it. And obviously I love that, and I know there's a lot of fans of that one, and it's so like perfect Halloween film, and so it would be good if they did another one.
Yeah, I haven't. Another one that is missing from my back catalogue. I need to go back and watch that one as well. I hear good things about him.
Yeah, it's good for me.
And talking about gaps in my back catalogue, is there a horror classic you've never seen and you feel guilty about the fact that you've skipped it for all these years?
So before I started my review page, there was loads. But I have kind of caught up a bit now and purposely watched stuff, but I still haven't watched. There's a few Stephen King ones, so like Cujo, Christine. I've never seen those. I don't think I've watched any of the Hammer horror films.
I've only seen one.
Yeah. And the Universal Monsters, I had never seen any, but I've only watched 3 now, so I still haven't seen Wolfman or Mummy, or a few of the others of those, but I have watched a couple now. So, and I always feel bad for that because people always say, how can you be a horror fan if you haven't seen any of the classic Universal monster film.
Well, you're not alone, because they are also empty out of my back catalogue. I just haven't got around to seeing them. I've seen some old ones like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and M, but I haven't got around to the Universal, and I've only seen Dracula, Prince of Darkness from the Hammer ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and The Hound of the Baskervilles, if that counts as well.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. No, I need to catch up on some of those.
Yeah, me too. Right, so let's get to the final act. So, what would you say are your top 5 horror films of all time? And I know this is a difficult one, and people tell me off and say, oh, I was there all night crossing things out and putting them back on.
Yeah, this is definitely like the hardest question of all. I think any film fan would say the same, wouldn't they? And if you asked me on a different day, it would probably change. But definitely Scream, I think, will always be my number one. Ready or Not, Shaun of the Dead. This is no particular order, by the way. Mm-hmm. The Lost Boys and The Shining. I think they'd have to be. Well, they were the 5 I went with for now. Ask me next week if I said. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been a delight to hear about your horror journey. I'd love to have you back on one day, maybe, to do a deep dive into one of those films that we haven't seen or I haven't seen, and that would be fantastic. While you're here, have you got anything you would like to plug? Your podcasts and your page?
Yeah, if you wanted to come and give me a follow, I am This Girl Loves Horror on Instagram, or you can go give us a listen. I think we're only on Spotify and Apple currently, but we are the Girl and the Gay podcast. We do cover all genres of movies, not just horror, which is nice. Nice to talk about some different films on there. And you can follow us on Instagram as well, under the same name. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. I've listened to The Girl and the Gay, and it's a very good podcast. I recommend it to everybody.
Oh, thank you very much. Very kind.
Okay, well, Bec, it's been a delight having you on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been good talking.
Thanks again to Bec for coming on the show. She was an absolute pleasure to chat with. Go give The Girl and the Gay movie podcast a listen. It's a genuinely fun show and well worth your time. Speaking of listening, my recommendation this month is the Podcastica Network. I first found them years ago when Jason was just covering The Walking Dead, and now it's grown into a fully fledged network covering everything from Squid Games to Bake Off and Alien Earth to Pluribus. Everyone involved is passionate about what they do, and with such a wide range of shows, there's bound to be something you'll love. Join me again next month when I'll be sitting down with the one person who has scared me more than anything or anyone in the universe, my big sister, Julie Neal. I can't wait for you to come back and listen to that one. In the meantime, you can follow me up social at myhorrorhistory.pod, and don't forget to check out the Patreon page, My Horror History, which is free to join. Until next time, keep it spooky out there.